We are making an RSS feed feeding a ticker. So here's my control toolbox. First of all, I have to drag in my system. This toolbox is going to be running on my local computer. So I'm just going to give it system ID 1 and it's going to localhost. If I was controlling it from an external computer, I put the network resolvable name or IP address in there. Now the gather RSS. And I put in an RSS URL here. I copy my link, which is my link. I drop that in my RSS URL. Spacing between elements is the number of pixels between one graphic and the next. So let's put 350 pixels in. System ID 1 means the data from this will go to this system and the data will go to my local host on these ports. Working my way up through, I don't need a password or a username. Maximum number of rows, this is the number of stories you're going to grab in at one time, so I'm going to put 15 in. I'm not going to cache the data, so I click on the ... the ellipse here. That opens my data selection editor. There's my URL, here's my data extractor. Click on the plus. Now on this feed I go to RSS, it's version 2, and I'm going to go channel item. Title and description. Description is the story, title is the title. Because the last thing I went to was channel item, if I look at this RSS feed, item title, this is what I need to pull into my extraction, item.title. And if I want the story, I put item.description. Looking at the RSS feed in the browser, I can see what I need to put in my extractor to work. So if I type in item.title, and I want the story as well, item.description. I can preview this. I can see that my story and my description is coming through. That's okay. The last thing I need to do is choose the data store number I'm going to update. It can be any number between 1 and 999. I'm going to choose a random number today, so I'm going to put 35 in. Then all I need to do now is action, build and run. I'm going to call this RSS feed extractor. So when I save that, it will build and run, and that builds and runs my little app. Once it's running, now that's going to data store 35. So if I go here, my field 1, I'm going to do a data connection. So we data store 35 column 0. So with my toolbox, if I looked at my extraction, the first column is column 0, that's the title. Column 1 is the description. That's 35.0. I've got a space there, and that one's going to be data store 35.1. That's built. So at the moment the app is not showing any connections. This is because my socket server is not running. I open my socket server. When I open the comms, you'll see the data start to flow through from the socket server to prep. There it goes. Now if I go back to my software, I run the page. Here's my ticker coming. There's my title, and there's the story.